Welcome, Andy Frye here from Pronto Tax School. I just want to give you a very brief presentation to help you look at why and even why not to become an enrolled agent, to become an EA. So exactly how will or how won't this credential help you? And a lot of people don't really understand the impact this credential will or won't make. And so I'm just going to give you kind of just the basic facts that you need to know if you're thinking about becoming an enrolled agent. So first of all, I like to start with kind of the not as good news. And a lot of people want to go and become an EA because they have a hunger to have some letters after their name, right? They want that respect, that credentialing. And let me just break it to you that barely anybody knows. I'm not going to say barely anybody. Maybe that's a little bit of an exaggeration, but it's not a high percentage of people that know what an EA is. Okay, so don't count on that. A lot of people don't really care. When they don't know what it is, right, they're not going to care what it is, and so it just kind of, you tell people about it, it's not going to grab a lot of headlines, let's say. And ironically, we see some EAs, you guys, that are focused on this kind of respect factor and justifying themselves through a credential that may even earn less than they did before becoming an EA because they're constantly confused and trying to justify what these letters mean and trying to explain it to everybody and all that, and it's just not really the way to go. So my humble yet informed advice, keep in mind that I am an EA myself, okay? So anything I say is, it pertains to me as well. And just my humble advice is straight up is if that getting that letters after your name is why you want to become an EA, I probably would skip it. Okay, I don't think that that's a good reason really to become an EA. So what is a good reason to become an EA? Why have we put so much effort into helping people become enrolled agents? And why do I have this suitcase of money image on this slide, right? How does becoming an EA actually increase your earning potential? It's not what you are when you're an EA that triples your earning power. It's what you can do. It's what you can do for other people. So let's quickly run through what you can do as an EA that you cannot do without your EA license. And let's kind of keep in mind as we go how these new powers could increase your overall earning power in this new era of tax. So first thing, and often underrated, is that it's very hard to lead a team if you're not at least an enrolled agent. And the reason why that is because clients, no matter how good of a job they do in tax preparation and just in the overall tax business, clients are going to have a need to deal with the IRS, right? It's just kind of part of what happens. And regular tax preparers, especially seasonal tax preparers that may be a part-time job, in addition to what they're already doing, or maybe they're semi-retired, that type of thing, they will tend to think that it's your job as a business owner, if you are a business owner, to take care of any of those issues that come up with the IRS. And so in that scenario, when you're not an EA and you're not licensed to work with the IRS, you really can't do that part of your job, right? Now that may mean that you're going to have to hire an EA to be able to do that part of your job, or maybe make an alliance with an EA. So there are other ways to accomplish that, but especially for those of you that want to be self-employed, this is something that you really need to keep in mind if you start leading a team. And this is actually why my dad originally forced me persuaded me to get my own EA. It basically was a condition of being a partner in our family business because we were the ones at the business that are responsible for fixing any issues that come up with the IRS for the other team members. Now, savvy tax preparers who don't want to take on that responsibility themselves to have to deal with IRS problems, they actually look to work, quote, under a CPA or EA. And so when you do have your EA license, that helps you attract talent if you're building a team. So very underrated way to increase your earning power by becoming an EA is increasing your ability to lead a team. Now, secondly, the market demand for tax services related to self-employed, entrepreneur, small business clients, as we pointed out in a lot of our communication efforts with you guys, it's absolutely exploding. I've never seen this type of rise in demand from these client groups. And again, it's very difficult to work in this market if you are not a CPA or EA. The reason why that is, as an EA, you have IRS representation powers that are completely unequivocally crucial for that self-employed entrepreneur and small business client. This is absolutely crucial for them in choosing a service provider. These clients frequently suffer the need to deal with the IRS. It happens all the time. It's always a part of their situation. 99% of the time, at some point, they're going to have to deal with a tax problem. And in fact, one of the easiest and best ways to acquire these types of clients, self-employed people, entrepreneurs, small business clients, is to start your work with that client by solving a problem that the previous tax preparer couldn't. And that's why, as an EA, if you're open and available year-round, you're able to pick up a lot of those clients that they had a problem with their situation. Their previous tax preparer is not able to handle it because they don't have the EA license, and then that person then becomes a client for you, and they're not as price sensitive, right, as they were before, because they see the value of having that backup that the EA license, gives you the ability to do. All right. Thirdly, last but not least, there are over 14 million taxpayers in collections with IRS right now. You probably already have a few clients who need, help in that area, let's face it. And there's just this huge rise in self-employment going on, which is creating more and more tax debtors every single day, right? Because a lot of self-employed people do not pay their estimated tax payments and do a lot of other things that kind of lead to issues. So, kind of the premier solution of fixing tax problems, right, is the offer and compromise. Average fees for helping someone with an offer and compromise can go from $5,000, $15,000 and up. Minimum starting fees for tax problem resolution engagements a lot of times start at $2,500 or $3,000, even to start working with somebody that has a tax problem that needs to be resolved. And so all these TV commercials, all these radio commercials, those aren't free, right? Those are very expensive. And so when you're seeing all those, call us if you have more than $10,000 in tax debt and all that, that's all tax problem resolution work. And it's extremely profitable and in demand in today's tax industry. There are a relatively low supply of tax professionals who do tax problem resolution work at a high level. And as an EA, you have the ability to do that tax problem resolution work. So let me briefly recap why. I told you this is going to be a brief video. Why to become an enrolled agent: increased ability to lead a team, and that ability to make money with others. Okay, by leading a team. Very underrated way of being successful in the tax business, and getting your EA is a great step towards being able to do that at a high level. Number two, increased opportunity to serve self-employed / entrepreneurs / small business clients. They go by many different names. Overall, with those client groups, you're talking about more value to your service, higher fees. They need more services. They need basically everything under the sun, bookkeeping, payroll, tax problem resolution. They have all kinds of needs that you can meet if you decide to. And it's just overall a rapidly growing market. As the 1040 market continues to kind of flatline and decline, and much of that stuff is moving online, right? Self-employed people have more of a need than ever. So your increased opportunity to serve that market is definitely a valid reason to become an EA. Thirdly, it's just that ability to perform that high value, highly profitable tax problem resolution work that you need a license in order to do. You need a license to be able to help somebody with an offer and compromise, to be able to correspond with the IRS and work out a payment plan. So those are kind of the why of what we've not only seen from our own experience, but other EAs in our network. Right? We have over 15,000 tax pros in our network, and we see the impact that becoming an EA has made on their earnings. And these are the reasons why we see that impact happening and why that increased earning power does occur. Now, how do you go about becoming an EA? We have built that solution for you, and so that's that logo you see on the right-hand side is our Enrolled Agent Exam Preparation Program. If you're interested in taking a look at our program and sort of why it's different than everything else on the market, just go right to that website, go.prontotaxschool.com/IG784. And so that'll give you more details on how to become an enrolled agent. As a starting point though, I hope this video just gives you a very, very clear idea of why becoming an EA may be such a great idea for you to increase your earning power, and also going into it with a clear understanding so that you're not assuming things that may not turn out to be the case. So have a great day. Thanks for watching, and we'll talk to you soon.